overall, I thought our team did a really nice job. Everybody scored. That doesn't happen very often. And kind of got some cobwebs off being in front of fans. I mentioned this to you guys last time, but Michaela and Vonnie, along with all of our freshmen, have never played in this building with fans here, besides our families last year on senior day. And so I think that was a really fun experience for those guys. And it seemed like you can ask, and I forget Abby and Sierra. So there's several of them who hadn't got to do that. And so really fun. I thought they did a nice job. They executed the things we wanted to execute. And we have some things to work on before Thursday, but they did a good job.
Do you feel like you have any more clarity in terms of what the starting rotation is going to look like on the bench as well?
Well, we started like 19-0 today, so maybe we should leave it how it is. I think that's a possibility. When I talked to you guys on Wednesday, I said I wasn't sure, and wasn't sure because not because I'm not sure that the 5 that are starting are going to do a great job, just wasn't sure if that was the best combination. And you're always looking for different things. It's not just your 5 best players start the game. It's what combinations do you have? What can you bring in off the bench? Can you bring scoring? Can you bring energy? Right now with Lynn and Yvonne are probably, they would be great starters. They could be the 2 best people we could possibly bring in off the bench for making something happen. Lenny can score from wherever. She's been playing great. She's shooting it really well. Vonnie can guard, so she brings that kind of energy. She also will run the floor and can rebound. She had a couple of unfortunate calls today, but so they may or may not be better than the players we started, but they probably are undoubtedly the best 2 6th and 7th person we could bring in. So I don't know. I'm guessing it will change. I'm sure it might not be the same this whole year, but at this time, that's a pretty good starting rotation and the first decision to have to make.
You mentioned having fans back. Did you feel maybe an increased sense of energy on your squad?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I don't know if you were here last year, but that music didn't quite cut it, and the cardboard cutouts were nice, but it was not the same. And it's just fun. I definitely think it brings that kind of energy. There were different times. Obviously, we never trailed in this game, but they do bring us in. They're clapping for you. They're cheering for you. They're pulling for you, and you can feel that as a player and as a coach, and I felt it today.
Seeing elevation in both of the twins play this year so far. It seems like Kaylee and Kaylin are both really bringing that direction.
Yeah, they have gotten better and better every year. Some people don't make a jump in a certain year or make a big one and then just are okay after that. And Kaylee was able to make that jump sort of when Katie went out. So she, in her freshman year, she got more time. She was a starter, so she got to grow up, so to speak, as a freshman at that time. And then Lynn, all year last year, we were saying, had made the most improvement of anyone we had, and just the comfortability and when you have the ball in your hand. And we're still working through, probably due to my poor communication with those guys, but trying to help them understand what we want. And then you can do it. As long as you know what we're looking for, then we'll go with your decision. It doesn't always have to be our decision, and they're very capable. And obviously they can score the ball. I think Kaylee's made a huge jump defensively. Where Lynn's made the jump in confidence, so I think they've both done well in all the areas, but I would say she's kind of built up some of her confidence and her vocalness. And then Kaylee's, today we almost put her on the best player on the other team. I think there will be times when that's the best matchup for us, and we have a lot of confidence that she can guard. And so they came in, she's right here, but I think she would tell you that they came in really awesome passers and great offensive players, and we can play defense when we have to a little bit. And so she's bought into that role, which is one of the things that I'm most impressed with or happy with, is she's become a player who can pass, score, and if you can guard, then you're pretty difficult to keep off the floor.
I'll have to ask you. So I guess we went through this with the Worths playing. I saw the 2 playing together a lot more today.
They would play together every second if they could. They at times, I throw them a bone in practice, and sometimes I let them be together all practice long, just not for certain teams. And obviously they're really good at that. They have a built-in person who they know they're going to be. We have to get on them from time to time to talk through it, not because everybody else out there doesn't know, just because they might know what they're going to do. But they feed off of each other well, they read each other well, and they've been hanging out with each other for quite a while. So when we can, I think it's great to have them both out there on the floor. It won't be all the time. We'll probably have one of them on the floor most all the time because they're important to us. But when we can, and more as you get older, right, and as you become better, And when you're both in the top 7, which we just said, then there's going to be more and more opportunities for those guys to play together.
Is it tough in a game like this to get that separation among the players and maybe who stood out to you a little bit, making a bid for more playing time?
Well, I thought that both Michaela and Bree played really well off the bench. They've been practicing well. I thought that we had all that kind of funny foul trouble, and Maud did a really nice job. Anna had 8 rebounds, so in 19 minutes, so it's not like she played 25 or 30, which our players don't generally play that many. So I thought those things, there are some things that are really known. Mel's very known. You know what you're going to get from her. Abby's very steady. Sierra, very veteran, and she's going to play really hard and do the right things and usually make quite a few shots. But those other ones we're not exactly sure how they will be when the lights turn on, and I thought that they all did a really good job.
What are your impressions with how the team played?
Yeah, it was so much fun. We've definitely been anticipating this. We've been super excited to get out in front of the fans. I think FanFest was a taste of it, but to be able to play against someone else was super fun. I thought everyone contributed really great minutes, and we were all super excited on the bench and on the court for each other, so it was just really fun.
In an exhibition game like this, with it being the only one, how much do you kind of take in and I guess kind of what you try to learn from this moving forward into the regular season?
Yeah, I mean, the whole day is kind of like a learning process. It's kind of our first practice run of what the real thing's going to be like. So I think overall today, just cleaning up some things offensively, making sure we don't have maybe so many turnovers, and then just defensively, I feel like we did a really good job in communicating, but knowing that it's only going to get harder as we keep going forward, so we got to continue that.
This was your first official game playing at home with fans. What was that like?
Super fun. Yeah, this is definitely one of the big reasons why I chose Gonzaga. It's a great atmosphere here, and it was really cool to get out there with the fans here.
This has to be special for you because you might not even be sitting here right now if it weren't for the extra year, right?
Yeah. So
Now you've got a chance to make something happen. I mean, this field, you want to make the most of this opportunity.
for sure, yeah, I'm super excited to still be here with this group of girls. It's been so much fun already, and we're just getting started.
What do you hope to accomplish between now and game number 1?
I think just for me personally, I got in some foul trouble today, so just making sure, staying smart as I'm out there, just continuing working on rebounding is a big focus for me. So in practice, just continuing to get on the boards offensively and defensively, and then just taking care of the ball and doing what I can to help the team.
All right, how do you think the team performed this afternoon?
I think we did really well. Coming in, we had a game plan. I thought we executed really well in the first half, second half. Towards the end, kind of a drop-off straight away from what we wanted to do defensively. I think Coach Lisa mentioned that earlier. But overall, I think just finally being on the court in front of playing somebody else, I think we did really well. Fans
are back. How nice was it just to have fans back in the stands watching you guys play? Did it add to the energy of the game?
It really did. Having that support is, I don't know, it's like indescribable. Sometimes I can't really tell people how it feels unless you're really there. Last year, a struggle. I mean, just going to empty stadiums, having cardboard cutouts and fake fan noises, it gets to you. After a while, it's just like a headache. So it's nice to see real people in the stands.
I'm sure you heard us talking about seeing you and your sister out there a little more regularly now. That must feel pretty good.
It does. I've mentioned before, she's my best friend on the court. Growing up playing with her, my partner in crime, whatever you want to say. So it's nice to finally be able to have those extra minutes with her again.
How do you guys feel like you work together on the court? Obviously, the coaches are looking for the right combinations, and maybe you guys just come in and out, but it looks like you guys are working together pretty well out there with the rest of the group.
Yeah, Lynn and I's philosophy coming in was wherever the team needs us to contribute, we'll try to fill in that spot. So I think that's our mindset, continuing. Whatever the team needs, whatever the coaches need, we'll continue doing that.
you mentioned the chemistry you guys have, obviously. When you're on the court, is it something you have to communicate, or you guys kind of look at each other and know what the other one's thinking? Like, how does that work?
Sometimes we can just connect out of nowhere, but I think the coaches would rather have us vocalize what we're about to do, because it helps the other teammates obviously get on the same page. But there's been some cases where it's just like, yeah, like give that little look and we know what we're doing.
Is it hard? I mean, so many different combinations out there today. Is it hard? As the point guard, is it what's that like? I mean, you're constantly dealing with new groups of players out there.
I personally feel like this teams make it super easy to be a point guard. We're still in the process of learning and picking up small things and trying to understand where we're supposed to be and stuff like that, but I think everyone has a good grasp of the concepts and stuff, so it makes my job a lot easier, just to call something, and I know that they'll fall in line.